Attention! Americans have the freedom of choice, and your choice for professional wrestling should be the American Wrestling Federation.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, with the American Wrestling Federation. If you were not with us last week, this is what you missed. Nails going absolutely berserk, going after Coco Beware, and particularly Tony Atlas.
Yeah, they've got bad feelings. They've got some history. But look at Tony Atlas, Mr. USA. He didn't back down. He was standing tall, toe-to-toe with the most feared man in professional wrestling. We got 93 umpires in there. 47 wrestlers trying to break them up.
Well, no question about that. Certainly there's going to be repercussions and fallout. Ken Wrestling is standing by right now with the president of the American Wrestling Federation, Paul Alperstein.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't with us last week, that's the kind of action you missed here in the American Wrestling Federation. In fact, that's exactly how we went off the air with that brawl in full swing. Now, with me, as you can see, American Wrestling Federation President Paul Alperstein. Paul, first off, I guess I have to apologize. I spoke too soon. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about how you've been very firm with fines here in the American Wrestling Federation that has curtailed the kind of action that took place here last week, but so much for those thoughts. But as I said, you've been very firm so far. We've had nothing like the kind of brawl that took place last week. What have you done so far in terms of fines and suspensions, and what may you still be contemplating?
Well, even though Tony Atlas was not the instigator of the battle, he did participate in it. He did exceed the rules. I am fining both Nails and Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, $10,000 apiece, and they will not wrestle again until those fines have been paid.
So in other words, in a sense, right now we can consider Nails and Tony Atlas both under suspension.
That would be a correct assumption.
Well, there you have it. President Paul Alperstein not about to put up with the kind of antics we saw here in the American Wrestling Federation last week. Now let's head out to ringside. Mick Karsh, Terry Taylor, and our ring announcer, Bill Anderson.
Well, Terry, fallout, repercussion, Alperstein means business.
This tag team bout is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first at a combined weight of 515 pounds, the team of Ronnie Vegas and Hawkeye Hunter.
Yeah, I think Alperstein is getting power hungry. He's drunk with power, finding everybody. I got to put that in my retirement, not his. 10 grand each.
And the Hangman got fined too last
their
week.
opponents, first the manager, Sheik Adnan El-Kassie.
Oh, no.
He represents at a combined weight of 610 pounds, the team of Hercules and the Roughneck, Mr. Hughes.
Well, there you take a look at the Desert Rat himself, Sheik Adnan El-Kassie, and following right behind him, this powerful, awesome tag team combination of Hercules and Mr. Hughes.
2 of the biggest, strongest men in professional wrestling with the most devious managers. Well, I just want to say something real quick. One of the members of the American Wrestling Federation family, who just called him Sam, had a heart attack. We wish you well, Sam. We love you and can't wait till you're back in full swing.
Absolutely, we do. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hughes and Hercules set to do battle with Cody Hunter and Ronnie Vegas. And every time I look at Hughes and Hercules and you think about their track record, this is one devastating tag team combination. Individually, they're mean and vicious. You put them together, it's a bomb waiting to go off.
Yeah, it really is. Mr. Hughes, 360 pounds. Hercules right at 300. I think Cody Hunter's about 290. He's the big man of that group. And his partner, Ronnie Vegas, if I were him, I'd be rolling dice somewhere else.
Well, you know, as you take a look at Mr. Hughes, that's another man who has felt the wrath of Paul Elferstein as far as the pocketbook is concerned, but nobody has been slapped with as big a fine as Tony Atlas and Nails, and quite frankly, I have to disagree with Elferstein as far as Tony Atlas is concerned. Tony was only defending himself, for heaven's sakes. I don't understand that at all.
Okay, I don't either, but if Nails attacks me, if I had a howitzer, I'd use it. If it cost me 10 grand, I guess I'd rather pay that than paying for my medical bills. Alperstein is doing what he thinks he has to do to keep things right down the middle and keep this a clean wrestling organization. Boy, he's getting rich doing it.
Well, he certainly is, and ladies and gentlemen, again, this is the American Wrestling Federation. 3 4-minute rounds. If there is no clear-cut winner by pinfall or submission, it's the referee's discretion. He keeps that scorecard. He makes the call.
I think that Ronnie Vegas used to be a bullfighter in Mexico or Spain or wherever they do it. He ducked twice and jumped out of the ring, and poor Hawkeye Cody Hunter just blocked that right hand of Mr. Hughes's with his chin.
And Hawkeye Cody Hunter currently getting kicked in the head. He's got his own history with Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, remember when he took the bribe, gave up his spot in the tournament with Hurricane Smith? Adnan El-Kassie took the money back, and Hughes cleaned his clock, and Hughes has picked up right where he left off.
Well, he certainly has. They don't call him the roughneck because he plays tiddlywinks. This is a vicious individual. Big elbow drop with force and velocity. He knows it's over. Look at this. Count of 1. And, oh, please, Terry. He could have had him right there.
Yeah, he could. This guy's got to be tough because he wears sunglasses when he's wrestling on TV. We haven't even seen Hercules other than that shot right there. And Hughes has never had those glasses knocked off. Never even been in trouble.
Well, he looks like he's ready for a businessman's lunch. And talking about a man who will eat your lunch, Hercules has entered the ring right now. Whoa, Hughes! What agility by that 360-pounder.
I can't believe he just tagged Hercules in and he did the drop kick.
And Hercules, as is his custom, he's not going to finesse you, he's not going to outspeed you, but I'll tell you, he's going to hurt you. And Cody Hunter right now. Oh, Casey, be quiet. In for the cover. There's 1, 2. This one is over that fast.
You see Ronnie Vegas making a move to save his partner? Alrighty then. Stay right there. He's still not in the ring yet. That's the look of fear, respect. Just forget it. Just fear.
Well, this is one incredible combination that the Sheik has put together.
Yeah, right there you see Cody Hunter on the wrong side of a Mr. Hughes. Look at him hit right in the face. Down he goes. Right? I don't think Mike Tyson would want any of that. Right there. What a drop kick. Hercules, Mr. Hughes, Sheik, Adnan, El-Kassie, powerbomb. There's your winners.
Well, clear-cut winners at that. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ken Resnick with Tony Atlas.
Well, there is no question the army of Sheik, Adnan, El-Kassie continuing to rain devastation here in the American Wrestling Federation. But I'm standing with a very dejected Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. And Tony, talk about being an unfortunate victim of circumstances. Last week, Nails perpetrated that Pearl Harbor attack. Obviously, everything broke loose. President Paul Elferstein seeing fit to find not only Nails, but you as well, $10,000. Now, Tony, as I understand it, you're not suspended, but yet you cannot wrestle until you pay that $10,000 fine.
What's the difference?
You're about right.
What's the 6 of one, half a dozen of another? The reason I got my back to this camera, because Neil enjoyed coming from this angle so much, he knows what my back looked like. When Nails, take a look at what my front looked like. Because this is the way you're going to face me from now on. Not from the back, brother. Not slipping up from behind. And I don't think it's fair that I have to pay the $10,000. But if that's what it takes to get in the ring with you, I don't have $10,000, but I will find it somewhere. And Niels, make sure you get your $10,000 up, because I do want to wrestle you again, brother.
Well, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and Terry, a very determined and dejected Tony Atlas. Not much he can do about it, unfortunately. He's out of here for now.
First, at a combined weight of 477 pounds, the team of Billy Joe Eaton and Ken McGuire.
You know what you're talking about? It would be cheaper to take a hit out on somebody than pay that $10,000 fine. Or you can, for the 10,000, eat as much as McGuire has.
Oh, you need more than that.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 475 pounds, the team of Two Cold Scorpio and gentlemen, Chris Adams!
All right, we are going to take a look at two master technicians of the wrestling ring, gentlemen Chris Adams and Two Cold Scorpio.
If you haven't seen Two Cold Scorpio, you're going to be electrified with what this guy can do. Chris Adams, probably the greatest English wrestler I've ever seen, and I've been around the block, including the ambassador, Steve Casey. And Two Cold Scorpio does stuff that defies gravity and logic.
You know, Terry, years ago there was a tag team combination, Doug Gilbert and Dick Steinborn. They called them Mr. High and Mr. Low. One had the aerial maneuvers, the other was more of a mat wrestler. I think you've got the same situation here with Adams and Scorpio.
That was before my time. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Billy Joe Eaton here going up with Ken McGuire, your favorite wrestler.
Well,
What a
he's still got the pink tights on. He's still got the pink tunic. He has not learned his lesson as yet.
Well, at least he's got the over-the-shoulder boulder holder gimmick instead of just having those short pink tights, which on him are about a yard high.
This should be a very interesting matchup because, as I said, you've got Chris Adams, technically one of the greatest in the world today, the leverage wrestler, the European style. Not a lot of high-flying maneuvers from Adams. Of course, he's got that devastating super kick. On the other hand, you said it all about Two Cold Scorpio. Electrifying is the word.
Yeah. If you were on radio, ladies and gentlemen, and I had to describe Ken McGuire, I'm not sure how I could do it. Not only is his body hideous, look at that outfit. Well, how would you describe those leggings?
I just turned the monitor around. Heaven's sakes, you don't want to look at that for too long. You can't describe it.
Yeah, well, McGuire wouldn't be in the American Wrestling Federation if he didn't have something, whether it's a bribe to Alperstein or I don't know. But this guy has come in here, he's trying, I'll give you that.
Oh, and there's gentleman Chris Adams. He blocked the first punch thrown by McGuire, leveled him with a shot of his own, and now McGuire backs off. You know, we talked to Adams earlier on in the locker room. He definitely has Ambassador Steve Casey on his mind.
Yeah, well, he better have McGuire and Eaton on his mind today. The competition here in the American Wrestling Federation is good. Man, look at those people booing you, Karsh. Sit down. And here he is, Two Cold Scorpio, our first look at him this week. Bang! I hope he does some of that high-flying stuff after everything we've said.
Oh, he is an amazing wrestler indeed, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first opportunity to see Two Cold Scorpio, you stay right there in that easy chair. You are going to be amazed at what this man can do. There's the tag to Eaton right now. McGuire takes a much-needed rest on the outside of the ring.
I like this Billy Joe Eaton. This kid's young, he's aggressive. Shoulder block, knocks Scorpio down, over. Whoa, what leaping ability.
Oh, there's a perfect example of what we're talking about. Caught him right in the nuts that time. Look at Scorpio now. Oh!
He just did a flip and dropped the leg on the guy.
I'd like to see somebody else do something like that, dude.
All right, wait. We told you once before. Hit the bricks, pal. Give Terry back the headset. Come on, Terry, sit down.
All right, I'm back. But you see the way he did that? He cut a flip and dropped the leg on the guy. What athletic ability. And here's gentleman Chris Adams.
Oh, big close leg. He set his head into orbit. Big elbow. He dropped it right across the sternum.
That's illegal. Point of the elbow is illegal. Get Jesse Hernandez to understand some English.
Oh, don't start going after Jesse Hernandez. A great official. There's a suplex.
Is there such a thing as a great official?
Well, certainly there is. Come on.
At least he's not on strike. All righty then.
Some of the best are right here in the American Wrestling Federation. Scorpio signaling right now. What's he? Oh, man!
Let's see Hercules and what he thinks of that. He kicked out. I love this kid, Billy Joe Eaton. Power bomb, kick out. Go, Billy Joe!
Hey,
I admire talent.
Be a little unbiased here, pal.
I just dropped my pen. I'm so excited. Go get it, Karsh.
I'm not going anywhere. Here we go. Double Irish whip into the ropes and then double elbow.
Why is it an Irish whip?
I have no idea. There's a cover, two, and again. Eaton is showing tremendous tenacity and staying power here, Terry. You're absolutely right. Yep, great
I
heart.
love these young kids that don't know enough to stay down. He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. But this kid is so young, so strong, he keeps kicking out of stuff that would have murdered a guy like you, Karsh.
You got that right. And again, Scorpio and Adams cutting off the ring, preventing. Oh, my God. Right in the temple. He's got to be out. Count of 1 and 2.
He took down again my new favorite wrestler.
This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The heart of this kid. Incredible. He is taking some pounding. Scorpio. Oh, my word. That's got to do it again. Count him to it. Do you believe this, Terry?
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the greatest display of heart and guts I've ever seen.
And that is the end of the first round, and you're absolutely right. They could not put Mr. Eaton away no matter what they tried.
Yeah, speaking of putting somebody away, try and put away these two guys in the Warriors' corner.
We're looking at one of the best tag teams in the world today, and that's the SST. You know what? Our favorite part is to beat up on people. Not only that, we love to bite your neck, rip your ears off. Oh, somebody! Yeah!
You have got to be kidding me. I can't believe what I just... They're nuts. They are bona fide sickos, for heaven's sake. What was that?
That was the SST Samoan SWAT team, and I'll give them your regards as far as what you think of them.
Please don't.
As far as being insane, hitting each other with garbage can tops.
Man!
He said they wanted to bite somebody on the neck and tear their ears off. You're the perfect guy for that because you got no neck and horrible ears.
You know, if I was about 60 pounds heavier and somewhat tough,
you'd look like McGuire.
I would deck you. All right, back to the ring, ladies and gentlemen, McGuire. Well, that was a short-lived offense. He tags out already. Back in the ring is Mr. Eaton going back to work on Too Cold Scorpio. We did not see much of McGuire there on that little exchange.
All right, count your blessings. I'll tell you what, this is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Joe Eaton survived the storm. He goes back to wrestling. He has that arm, and they're tagging in and out. This is good strategy. Well, that wasn't, but when you got talent like this kid, forget it.
Well, now McGuire is facing the wrath of Too Cold Scorpio.
Yeah, but Scorpio's punching his way out. They were wrestling. Say it.
All right, he's punching his way out, but it worked. Tag in, here comes Adams. Takes a shoulder tackle from a rejuvenated Ken McGuire over the top. Oh, he took the leg right out from underneath him. And again, Adams now firmly in control here over Ken McGuire. Oh, what a super kick. Oh,
that was not a super kick. That's an enziguri, made famous by Antonio Inoki. Here comes Billy Joe Eaton. What's he going to do? He has been decimated with that lariat twice by Chris Adams. 5 seconds to get a double team move in. 3. Well, Jesse's counting. 1, 2.
Oh, stop it. Lay off it. Wait a second now. Just as we spoke earlier on, here's Ambassador Steve Casey.
Bang!
There's the super kick. Oh my gosh, no mistaking that one. Here's a tag now. Too Cold from the top. Oh, a 360. This one is history.
That's 450 degrees. 360 plus another 90. They're your winners, and they earned it, ladies and gentlemen. Too Cold Scorpio on your left, gentleman Chris Adams on your right, and a fallen young warrior, Billy Joe Eaton, who on another day is going to have a great career. What a matchup here on the American Wrestling Federation.
Well, no question about that. And again, as we said, the camera caught him a moment ago, Ambassador Steve Casey, he's going to be a thorn in the side of gentleman Chris Adams.
Well, how do you know that? By him just standing there looking, Carson.
Well, he's doing more than that. This man is planning something. He's been antagonizing Adams right from the get-go here. And there he is. Scorpio has pointed him out to Chris Adams.
Hey, you pay for a ticket, you can watch anything you want. The ambassador didn't bother anybody, came out like a gentleman, and then left. Speaking of gentlemen, right here we have gentleman Chris Adams and Too Cold Scorpio. Double elbow on Billy Joe Eaton. Boom kick to the side of the head, which would have killed a normal man. Billy Joe Eaton kicks out of that, continues on. They throw him in. Double backdrop. Look at the height. This kid tries to block it with his hands. Nothing. Down he goes. Billy Joe Eaton did well, but right there, the super kick tells the tale.
A tremendous victory indeed. Look at this from the top. Incredible maneuver on the part of Too Cold Scorpio. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, our friend, the lovely Chrissy, standing by with Coco Beware. Take it away, Chris.
I'm here with Coco Beware. And Coco, what started out last week as a dynamic debut for you and your tag team partner, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, has ended on a sour note due to Nail's devious attack from behind on the two of you. And now Tony has been fined $10,000 and can't wrestle till that fine is paid. How does that affect you?
Well, you know, it's going to affect us a little bit, but not very much. You know, I talked to Tony. I'm down, and poor my little bird is down. And I know the rest of the fans out there are down, too. But I want to say one thing, Nails. You haven't did nothing but stir up a hornet's nest, because I'm going to pay half of that $10,000 fine. And I guarantee you, Mr. USA is coming back in that ring, and we're going to start this all over again, but this time we're going to be hotter than ever. So you get ready, Mr. Nails, because you done jumped me for the last time, and you done jumped Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, for the last time. So be prepared for a showdown. It's coming.
Well, Nails, beware, because this tag team will be back in action. Now stay tuned for more action.
Welcome back, everybody. More great wrestling action with the American Wrestling Federation.
This match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from Blue Island, Illinois, weighing 230 pounds, Chad Miller.
Well, there you have it. Chad Miller doing a Boston Crab move, showing his musculature, showing those trapezoid muscles. Let's go back to Billy Anderson.
And his opponent from Red Lake, Minnesota, weighing 290 pounds, he is the Chippewa Indian Chief Charlie Norris.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at one of the great young Native American wrestling stars in the profession today. From my home state, once again, of Minnesota, out in the Red Lake area, northernmost part of Minnesota, that is Chief Charlie Norris, a great, great talent.
Up in your neck of the woods, in your home state. Well, look, why don't I get some Floridians down here, and we'll have a big battle royal right here at the table at ringside.
Well, there's Charlie.
Charlie.
You bet he is. And again, from the state of Minnesota, a long line of great wrestlers from the state. And may I add, Sergeant Slaughter, another native Minnesotan. So you're putting down some real top talent there, pal. Lay off the Minnesotans.
Not to their faces, I'm not. No.
Here we go, and the crowd into it already. And Chad Miller wants them all to be quiet. They love Charlie Norris. He gets better each time out, and this kid very serious about the world of professional wrestling. He wants to be a champion. He is training diligently. He listens to the veterans in the locker room that point out what mistakes he might be making. A great future in store for Charlie Norris.
Good chain wrestling there by Charlie. Oh, goes right into a schoolboy 1-2. Good leg and hip strength there by Chad. And good strength in that lying mode, saying the tights were pulled. Rocky Gunky right on top of things.
Charlie Norris, Terry, is a very big man. He's about 6'6", about 280, 290 pounds, but extremely agile.
He's a lot bigger than you think. I've seen Charlie Norris up close, and he's a big man, and he's only a kid. He's like 26 years old.
That's correct. Oh, big shoulder deck. And Miller hits the deck. Over the top, Charlie Norris. He blocks the hip lock attempt, and over the top.
You see the way he did that by hooking the arm, didn't use his hip at all. Big leverage move off that elbow, almost into a hammerlock takeover. Well done by Charlie Norris.
And again, listen to this crowd. They are solidly behind this man.
Which one?
Charlie Norris, come on.
Well, I figured Chad Miller might have family here. You never know.
Collared elbow once again. They hook up, and Norris into the side headlock. Charlie has already held regional championships around the United States. Certainly he would love to climb to the top of the ladder here in the American Wrestling Federation.
No, I think he'd like to stay at the bottom of the ladder like I am sitting here with you. This guy's got to prove himself, Cars. He's got to come in and beat guys like Chad Miller. He's got to work his way up. This kid's only been in professional wrestling 3 years, and he's come a long way, but he's still got a long way to go, and this is how you get there. Winning matches, taking on guys, and he hasn't even won this match yet. He's in control, but it only takes 3 seconds.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, in the American Wrestling Federation, the round system, 3 4-minute rounds. Oh, what a cheap shot by Chad Miller on the break. hammering Norris to the midsection. There's a snap air to the canvas. And in from behind with that reverse chinlock.
That was a mistake. He didn't follow up. He went right to the rear chinlock instead of trying to beat this guy. And Charlie Norris is too big and fresh for that to happen.
Picks him up. Oh, drilled him.
Side slam. That's 290 pounds falling on top of you after that spin. Gives us some momentum.
And look at Charlie. He's all fired up. There's that big shot right across the head.
He tried to hold him up, and the kid was falling.
Absolutely, he did. Whipped off right kick. That's size 14. He about beheaded him. And Charlie Norris right now, ladies and gentlemen, smells blood into the abdominal stretch. Shades of Wilbur Snyder. Oh, he has him all tied up. And that's it. It is all over. Chad Miller was going absolutely nowhere as Charlie Norris had him bent and twisted every way imaginable.
Yeah, great win by Charlie Norris. That is the most impressive kick I've ever seen. Right in the mug, and I can't believe that he hadn't even used that stretch to get a win off Chad Miller. Great win for Charlie Norris. That's a great agility using that kick like that. That's that hip lock we're talking about. See the way he crooks that arm? Doesn't even use his hip. That's a pure power move. Uses that momentum, gets the strength, the spin gives him a more ooh, bam, side slam. And ladies and gentlemen, please show that move. I want to see him kick it. Watch this. Bang! Great move by Charlie Norris, follows it up with the stretch.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's a man I don't envy. Ken Resnick standing by with Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, very honestly, I'm not looking forward to this interview. The most fine man, a man that no one has been able to control. I don't know where you're getting your money from, Nails, but your fines are well into the thousands of dollars.
Let me tell you something, little man. Don't worry about where I got my money buried. One thing's for sure, I got enough cold cash stashed to get back in the ring and take care of that bump, Tony Atlas. Let me tell you something, Tony Atlas. You may be one of the strongest men in the world, but you've never been in a real fight. You don't know what it's like to have 6 prison guards breaking your knees with nightsticks, beating you from head to toe, Tony Atlas. You've never been in a prison yard fight. But let me tell you something, Atlas. When you get in a ring with me, I'm gonna put you in a prison yard fight, and then I'm gonna put you in a bag, and they're gonna carry you out.
Let's get back to ringside. Whew.
You know, there's no words to describe that.
This bout is scheduled for 3 rounds.
Terry.
Introducing first
You're
from
telling me.
Tombstone, Arizona, weighing 272 pounds, the Bounty Hunter.
Well, there, as we look at the Bounty Hunter, ladies and gentlemen, again, I can't get off that Nails interview. That man is, oh, that is a scary dude.
And his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 239 pounds, the Z-Man!
All right, and yet another Minnesota. The Z-Man has arrived on the scene.
I'm surrounded by Minnesotians. Killing me. But he's a good-looking guy. I've wrestled with Tom Zenk. I've wrestled against him, and this guy's got a ton of ability, ton of talent.
Well, there's no question about that, and we are going to get a look at Tom Zenk. Stay with us, everybody. We're coming back. Welcome back, wrestling fans, and there's a good look at the Z-Man. Tom Zenk set to do battle with this giant of a man in the Bounty Hunter.
Do you know that Tom Zenk was Mr. Minnesota in the mid-1980s?
I knew that.
You're from up there, you should know that. He's one of the few muscleheads that has made the transition from being a bodybuilder into professional wrestling. Big star in the States and over in Japan.
Well, there's no question about that. A tremendous scientific wrestler and another man extremely popular with the ladies. Good looking. Tom Zenk always gives 150% in that ring.
You said popular with the ladies. I thought you were talking about the Bounty Hunter.
I don't think so.
I tell you, the Bounty Hunter looks like a guy that just wants to fight you. I've been watching his feet. He doesn't have good balance. If he's a good wrestler, it's because of his strength, because he doesn't seem to have the fundamentals on the balance and the footwork.
And right into the middle of the ring, our cameras with the American Wrestling Federation. The digitally produced American Wrestling Federation, I might add.
Do you know what digital means? It's just like, no, shut up. It's like a movie. We have movie technology here. The big screen with Terry Taylor and the other guy.
Oh, you're something else again. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Zenk. Oh, wait a second. Now, the bounty hunter complaining about a pull of the hair. Well, certainly, why, I don't understand why that would make a difference. He apparently hasn't combed it in a week or two.
Look at the body on Tom Zenk. Always in great condition. And I think as more and more great chain wrestling moves, more people find out the better shape you're in, the better you're going to be able to do anything in any walk of life. 2 count, almost got him.
Well, Terry, you and I both know Tom Zenk, the Z-Man, has wrestled all over the United States. He's been a tremendous success wherever he's appeared. And as soon as the American Wrestling Federation offered that contract, Zenk knew this is the place to be right now in the world of professional wrestling. Signed the contract, and he is aiming for the top spot.
Yeah, you see that single leg. It goes back to that footwork. The big man's not real steady on his feet. Z-Man saw that. He's got him in a spinning toe hold. This brought one of the Funks to World Championship in the late 60s. A devastating move, but he didn't stay on the toe as much as the ankle.
Well, Tom Zenk, as I'm thinking about it right now, very, very good friends and a former tag team partner with another great talent here in the American Wrestling Federation, and Johnny Gunn.
Would there be enough mirrors to go around if they were a tag team?
Would there be enough women to go around?
I don't know, but if there was, I'd like to just hang around to get the leftovers.
There's a full Nelson. Now, that is almost a lost art in professional wrestling, Terry, the full Nelson.
Yeah, you get up under the arms up on high on the head, forces the chin down, and you can't get a good breath. Hard to get away from.
Oh.
Well, see, now that was, why would he do that from behind with the guy on the ropes?
Well, a little frustration perhaps on the part of the Z-Man. The bounty hunter is not the cleanest, most scientific wrestler in the world, and I'm sure that Zenk is just fighting fire with fire right now.
So look at that beautiful chain wrestling. Went to the head, took him over, and then went right back to leg. That's an extension. That right there is an Achilles tendon submission. You pull back and push the toe down in your armpit and pull up on that Achilles tendon. That had Dan Marino out for all of the 1993 season.
Oh, and clearly the bounty hunter he is in agony right now. The referee asking him if he wants to submit as we're down to under a half a minute.
The way to get out of that, if the bounty hunter knows anything about wrestling, well, he didn't give up, so Z-Man got out of it. You got to reach over Z-Man's 2 feet and push his ankles together, but Z-Man didn't get the submission and change tactics.
Well, the bounty hunter, a relative newcomer to professional wrestling, and as you said, Terry, he didn't quite know how to extricate himself from that maneuver, but he'll learn.
Yeah, he'll learn or he'll be out of this league. Whoa, man! Z-Man with 2 seconds left. And look at this bounty hunter doing what he does best. Capitalizing on a mistake, and the referee backs him up. We can't back up. We got to hear this Warriors Corner.
My name's Fidel Sierra, and I'm on my way to the American Wrestling Federation. The man from Havana, Cuba. Estén listos, porque voy a acabar con todo el mundo en el American Wrestling Federation.
Well, Terry, as we go back to the ring, we have a lot of Spanish-speaking fans that watch this program. I did not understand what Sierra said. I wonder how many people are really behind this man. This is a diabolical individual.
Well, you always got to have pride in your country, but you don't always have to have pride in all your countrymen.
Absolutely. There's a good look at the Z-Man, Tom Zenk.
Yeah, look at him showing what he did. He hit those ribs. He's trying to get a breath. Very hard to be a competitor when there's no gas in the tank, and in an athlete, oxygen is the gas.
And the bounty hunter, he has that ponderous bulk, and perhaps that's taking a toll on the Z-Man.
Did you see the way he drove that knee into the ribs twice? Z-Man covered it up, then he used an elbow. Too much time.
Oh, my word. That was a 3-day turtle race there.
What that guy did, it all goes back to footwork. You can't take teeny tiny steps. You gotta take those big steps and drive off that back leg like Z-Man did. Throwing his body into that lariat. You do a lariat like that, it's just your arm until you learn how to throw your body into it and make it into a weapon.
Well, now let's see if the Z-Man can follow up here. Big body slam.
Is he gonna do the Z-Dog again?
Well, I'm not sure. Is that what it's called?
That's that bulldog where he goes up off the top. I thought it'd be good to call it the Z-Dog.
Here he is from the top. What an athlete. He pushed him right through the ropes, and this one is over. What a tremendous victory
competition continues to heat up here in the American Wrestling Federation. But yet again, put another victory in the column for Tom Zenk.
Thank you,
Tom,
sir.
good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to be back.
Tom, let me ask you, with the competition here in the American Wrestling Federation is awfully stiff. Anybody you've got to set your sights on so far?
Well, there's so many. Who do I pick from, Kenny? You've got Greg the Hammer Valentine, Tommy Rich. You've got Tito Santana, the champion, Sergeant Slaughter. On and on it goes. The Fabulous Freebirds. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people out there. I'll sign anytime, anywhere. I'm down for it.
Tom, I've had the opportunity to watch you talking to a number of the other wrestlers about the round system. Any insights you've gained so far?
Yes, I have. This last match that I had went a couple of rounds. You know, it's like a chess game. You always have to think ahead, move by move. But when you get the minute rest, you get to catch, you know, sometimes you get a bad shot like this last match I had.
Sure, exactly.
I got a shot to the ribs. I got to regroup, and then I came out like a ball of fire.
What exactly does a ball of fire come out like?
Like he did.
This tag team match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first at a combined weight of 435 pounds, the team of Danny Boy Hawkins and Nightrain Jackson.
It's time to catch the train. Nightrain Jackson. And who is the other man? Danny Hawkins?
Danny Boy, don't you know anything?
Well,
And their opponents,
Man, I gotta
introducing
carry
first
you all
the
the time.
manager, Rico Suave.
oh, please, no.
He represents at a combined weight of 487 pounds.
That's Rico
the
himself.
team of Greg, the Hammer, Valentine, and luscious Tommy Rich.
Look at that, looks like a runway. See the landing lights of that B-52 coming in?
Greg the Hammer Valentine and luscious Tommy Rich under the guidance of Rico Suave. Boy, there is a threesome for you. You take a picture of that and put it in your window on Halloween night.
Hey, Suave, what do you charge to haunt a house? Hey, Cars told me to ask. Well, he's in here talking to us, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta take a commercial. We'll be right back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Tag team action. The Suave family, if you will, luscious Tommy Rich and Greg the Hammer Valentine. I cannot stand Rico Suave. I know we're supposed to be unbiased down here, but I can't take that.
Why don't you say what you mean, Cars? You don't need to get an ulcer holding it in. I like this Nightrain. Not the biggest guy in professional wrestling. He's got a big heart. He tries hard. Got a low center of gravity. Going against luscious Tommy Rich. I've seen luscious before, and it sure didn't look like that.
Former world heavyweight champion, the low to the top. Nightrain drop down, and again over the top. Into the hip bump beauty. Oh, man. Arm drag takedown.
That was a good-looking arm drag. And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of good-looking, here's a good-looking tag team in the American Wrestling Federation.
One of the great things about the American Wrestling Federation is a tremendous tag team competition, not to mention the great fan support we've been getting.
These two guys in the ring right now, Greg the Hammer, Valentine, and Tommy Rich, you will be our opponents somewhere down the line, but not next week when we're gonna tear up our opponents. Watch it, we're gonna be on fire.
Just be patient. They're talking about possibly climbing to the top of the ladder here, winning the championships.
What championship? They don't have a tag team championship here, Cars.
There has been talk of possibly a tournament for the American Wrestling Federation tag team titles.
Okay.
I've got my ear to what's going on. Why don't you pay attention? And right into the middle of the ring, our cameras with the American Wrestling Federation, the digitally produced American Wrestling Federation, I might add.
Great movement here by Nightrain Jackson. He's a great athlete, not the biggest guy in the American Wrestling Federation, but he's got Greg Valentine putting on the bricks. This kid's got ability.
Now, Terry, I've got to ask you, you've been in the ring for so many years. Why would Nightrain Jackson back up at that point? He had Greg Valentine reeling, and he stopped dead in his tracks.
Some guys set traps. He might have thought Valentine had set a trap for him, was playing a little possum. And there's your favorite manager on the phone. Uh-oh, lead up back suplex. Well done. drops him right on the back of his shoulders and his head.
Well, that'll even the score very quickly.
Yeah, but that's bad strategy. He did it in his own corner. And here we see, who's this, Danny Boy?
Absolutely, Danny Boy. Very good. Conway Twitty lives, ladies and gentlemen.
No, he doesn't. Arm whip by Valentine. Oh! See how he dropped down as he threw that elbow in? Right into the area of the solar plexus. That's
Terry,
not anywhere near the sun.
Terry, you know Greg Valentine very well. He is very powerful, tremendous upper body strength.
Yeah, he's not going to beat anybody with his quickness. That's what makes this such a great tag team. Luscious Tommy Rich is explosive. He changes gears. He's got that acceleration. Valentine plods along and just wears you out.
And again, of course, under the managerial reign of Rico Suave. Oh, what a close one. He caught him right. That was very close to taking him right in the animal.
We got about 30 seconds left in round number 1. Danny Boy and Nightrain doing okay just to hang in this long with a former world champion. Another one has been an Intercontinental champion and one half of the World Tag Team champion many times.
Well, certainly they have tasted the glory before. They want to do it again here in the American Wrestling Federation. Luscious Tommy Rich. He's trying to power out now. Is Danny Boy, but Rich with a yank of the hair, even that one up. And that is the end of the round. Come on, Rich.
See up the hole. Wait a minute, Mick. I gotta say this. He knew the bell rang. He tore at this kid's face, Danny Boy Hawkins. Now, is Alferstein gonna find him for that?
Well, I'll tell you something. Certainly there have been a lot of wrestlers that Paul Alferstein has been levying fines against. Whether or not he's going to do it in this case, I do not know. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back for round 2. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the second round American Wrestling Federation Tag Team action. The team of Luscious Tommy Rich and Greg the Hammer Valentine with Rico Suave could not put away this combination in the first round. Terry, frankly, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I am too. Good spin under takedown there by Danny Boy Hawkins. Have you noticed that at the end of round 1, Tommy Rich and Danny Boy were the 2 legal contestants, so now they have to start round 2.
Absolutely, my friend. Very astute point once again.
Well, of course it's a astute point, and keep that, my friend, stuff to yourself. I don't need that kind of heat.
Sorry. Oh,
did you hear that?
There's some double team action. Rich was holding on to Danny Boy and Greg the Hammer Valentine with those big forearms. Oh, man, that'll take the wind out of you.
Yeah, after exhaustive research, I found out he calls that move the windbreaker.
Well, he has him in a world of trouble right now. Oh, what a move, not only with the headbutt, but stretching those hamstrings. And Greg the Hammer Valentine, very proud of himself, looked over at his manager, the bulbous Rico Suave.
Bulbous?
Bulbous indeed. Oh, tremendous suplex. Valentine now with a series of moves, and each of them with high impact.
You ever notice the impact that Greg Valentine has? That's that acceleration. Bang! Gets him in the DDT. Valentine picked it up. Luscious Tommy Rich kept the pace up. DDT on Danny Boy Hawkins.
Well, just that quickly late. Oh, look at Suave now.
What'd he do?
He's antagonizing the man who has already been defeated. A little humiliation factor there. Now he's giving the referee a piece of his mind. Wow. Suave, Rich, and Greg the Hammer Valentine. What a threesome, ladies and gentlemen. Victorious here in the American Wrestling Federation. Jackson and Hawkins gave it a great run.
Hey, Night Train Jackson stole the show. They may have lost, but he was in it the whole time. What a punch to the forehead. And watch the way those shoulders hit the hamstrings, headbutt to the breadbasket. Danny Boy right now knows he's in trouble. Valentine drops that elbow, which his father made famous, Johnny Valentine. And ladies and gentlemen, squint. It doesn't get any better. Don't touch those dials. Those are your winners.
Rico Suave, very, very proud of Greg the Hammer Valentine, and a very intense, luscious Tommy Rich. Wait a minute now. There's another look at the victorious family, if you will, obliterating the screen again.
Well, you talk about obliterating, these guys not only smell bad, they look bad.
Well, they certainly do that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's toss it to Ken Resnick with Tito Santana.
I'm standing with American Wrestling Federation champion Tito Santana. Tito, number of weeks, but still has a nice sound to it.
It sure does.
Now, Tito, you've been all around the world, but before we talk about that, a lot of challengers right here in this country gunning for this championship, not the least of which, luscious Tommy Rich and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
That's exactly right. You know, Ken, there's a lot of wrestlers that didn't get picked, but they're coming in, they're lining up. You got Fidel Sierra, you got Conan, you got Steve Casey, you've got Z-Man, and the list just keeps on going. For what? For one reason, they're coming after this belt, but I'm ready.
Tito, you've already proved to be a very active champion, defending the title in Europe and Japan. I've been curious, how have the fans overseas reacted to the American Wrestling Federation?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind and anybody else's mind. They love the American Wrestling Federation, 21st century innovation. They love the round system. And I think they love the American Wrestling Federation champion. Arriba!
For Ken Resnick, Chris E, and Terry Taylor, this is Mick Karsh. So long, everybody.
You've made the right choice with the American Wrestling Federation. So until next week, you're dismissed.